Okay guys, the first thing you want to do is you make a folder, and this is what you're going to be working in, basically, your workspace. You can just keep that open. And then the second thing you want to do is go to the first link in my description, which is this GitHub. It will have the Minecraft textures. You can just download them, download the .zip. Yeah, and then here guys, now that it's downloaded, you can just put it in your folder. And if you open it and you try and go to the resource pack and you go to the textures folder, all of the textures will be like weird and not loaded. You know, you have to extract everything, but instead of that, we're just going to copy these three: the textures folder, manifest.json, and the pack icon. We're just going to copy them and paste them into here, and this could take a while. Okay, now that all of this is here, the first thing we want to do, it's probably the most complicated, but it really isn't that complicated. You want to open the manifest.json. If you don't see this .json here and you only see manifest, you can go to view, show, and then file name extensions. On Windows, I think Windows 10, it'll look a little bit different than Windows 11, but it should be pretty much the same thing. You want to open it, and you can rename the pack whatever you want with C under name, and then you want to stay within the whatever I forget what these are called, but basically you want to stay within these little tick marks, so you can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to name it noise pack, and you want to name everywhere else where it says description that too, or no, the name is the name, and you can put the description as whatever you want, but I'm just going to put it the same as the name. You don't have to. So just like that, and you want to make sure that those are still on the outside. That's very important. It's like so the game knows that it's named noise pack is whatever is within these uh, little tick marks. And then the second thing you want to do is go to the website, the second website in the description, where it's the online uuid generator. You just reload the page, you copy it, you replace where it says uuid right here, this number with the new number. And then you can just do that again. You reload the page, you copy it, and you put it in the second place where it says uuid. Oops, I pasted it twice. And basically what this does is it's a random number that's like, it stands for like universal unique individual identification maybe, but basically it tells the game that your pack is its own pack. If this has the same number and like everything else is the same in here as a different pack, it'll say failed to load, duplicate pack detected. So you don't want that if you already have a pack like this. Otherwise, you probably don't have to change it. But like if you download my pack, I think it has the default. But if you want, you can also edit my pack if you download it later in the video. I'll leave a link in the description. So you just want to save that, and then go to the textures folder. You can go to let's just go to items first, and we can search sword. Say I just want to edit the diamond sword. You can go to Photopea. You just type Photopea, I don't know. You go to it. It's basically Photoshop, but free. You don't have to pay for it, and minus like a few things. I think there's only like one thing that this thing can't do that Photoshop can, maybe two, but it's pretty good. And then you can just edit it however you want with like tools in here. Like if I want it to be all like less colors or something, or more colors, I can do that. You can do pretty much anything with this, and you can even make the image bigger or smaller if you want more or less detail. To make it bigger or smaller, you get an image size, and then this is how many pixels it is. This right here is 1 pixel. That's a pixel, so you can go to like 32, and it'll be bigger. It will blur, and the only thing with this is if you really pay attention, this right here, you can kind of see it is shaded. It's like it's shaded but very like very lightly. If you see me erasing that and unerasing it, you know, it's like very hard to notice, but if you don't erase all of those little see-through bits or make sure it's like a solid color that you intend it to be, it's going to show up in your pack as a really big obvious dot. So you can do that if you want, and you know, I'm just going to make a quick simple sword or something. Here, I'll just do that, and then I'll do that, and then, you know, you can make it like smaller if you want, even. Here guys, here, I'll just leave a little like really light spot just so you can see it later. See that? Those 2 pixels are very light, but when I load the pack, it will show up very obviously. And then you can either go to File, Export as PNG, and that'll save it to your downloads, and then you can bring it into the folder. And so here, I'll show you. Export as PNG, and you save it, and it'll download it, and then you can just drag it in. If you search sword, you have to get rid of the search first. Then you can drag it in, and you want to replace it. Otherwise, if you just dragged it in, you should be able to do Control S and save changes, and that should work too. Then anyway, once you have your texture that you edited, or textures if you did multiple, I would delete everything but that texture. So like anything that you didn't make textures for, you can delete. You don't have to, but it's generally better to do. Yeah, so here I'll just select this. I think this will work. Ooh, it's laggy. Well, anyway, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. It's just better to make the file smaller. I'm not going to do it right now just because I can't find the diamond sword, which is kind of funny. I could go alphabetically. I'm not going to do that though. And you know, here's where you can, you know, you can delete all of that if you want. You don't need any of that unless, oh no, yeah, you don't need any of this unless you're going to edit it, you know. You can also change the flame textures with this, I think. So if you want low fire, and then, you know, blocks, color map is like the color grass is in like different biomes and stuff. You know, you got the entities, environment, you know, all the stuff. But, you know, you should just delete whatever you're not using so the file's not super big, so you're not like using up too much space. And then you're just going to get the pack icon, the manifest.json, and the textures folder. You're going to right click them, and on Windows 10 it'll be like somewhere in the middle, but in Windows 11 you want to do it's show more and then send to compress zip folder. This should be pretty quick. You can rename it whatever you want. Just do noise pack. And then you want to make sure the dot is not a dot zip, it's a dot mc pack. So mcpack. And you can just press enter, and it asks you if you want to change it. You know, it might become unusable, and you say yes, and then you open the pack, and it'll just open up Minecraft automatically and start the import into the game. Oops. See, import started, and it failed. That is because I already have this pack somewhere. This pack, I just made it because I recorded the entire video and then realized that I didn't record the audio. So I'm gonna have to, so this is basically what happens when the UUID and everything is the same, basically. It happens a lot. It's kind of finicky. You might have to do it a few times. It just, oh, maybe I just forgot to save it. Import start, it'll say import started, and then it should successfully imported noise pack. And you know, it says noise pack because we put it within the parentheses back then. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't have been imported. It might have though. And oh yeah, so this is the pack icon. I forgot about that. You can make this icon whatever you want. You can literally put any image here and it'll show up right here on your pack. So if I activate this and just get rid of those, then I'd go to a single player world. And I'll show you the diamond sword will look like however I edited it. Yeah, right here. And you know, it looks like that because remember I left 2 pixels and like those pixels were really light and kind of hard to see, but it's very obvious now that you see it in the game. You also need this crosshairs pack to go with it if you want it to like work properly. Otherwise it'll just be a big block. That happens with some old texture packs or just some texture packs in general, I don't know. Oops, wait, I forgot something. And yeah, with this texture pack right here, if you go to the settings, you can actually change it to a bunch of things. I usually use the box plus just because it's simple. Oops, wait, no, yeah. Okay, here, and and I'll just go into this world to show you kind of what everything looks like. That most of everything I've textured. So yeah, there's a skybox, you know. In a different video, I'll show you how to do this. It's kind of annoying. But, you know, like it was kind of annoying to figure out, but I'll make it pretty simple, and all the wool burnt from the fire somehow. But, you know, that's what wool looks like for the Bed Wars pack. The fire is like slow fire, so you can see on my screen it's pretty low. You can still see. The grass is simple. Everything's like simpler, so, you know, it's just cool. The armor models and the sword, all the swords are pretty nice, and the armor models are pretty nice. There's probably a few other textures that I missed, but just to place down here as a showcase. But you know, this is most of everything that you'll see in Hive Bed Wars. And alright guys, if you want to ever learn how to do Skybox, make sure to subscribe to my channel so when I release the video, you know, you'll see it. And then also, I'll leave a link to my pack in the description.